Yo, what is going on? It is Jordan here, and in today's video, I'm going to be taking you through my stubble beard routine that gives my jawline that sharp and defined look, which is actually a part of my looks maxing secret when it comes to improving my facial attraction. Now, if you're not lean, if you're not in that 8 to 12% body fat range and you don't have somewhat of a sharp jawline, that's totally fine. What I'll suggest that you do is that after you watch this video, go ahead and watch the first video I put on my YouTube channel. It's my full looks maxing guide, and I show you how to get down to that 8 to 12% body fat range and develop a sharp defined jawline so that you can pull this look off. So the beard trimmer that I'm using is the Wall Corded Clippers beard trimmer, and I really like this beard trimmer because when it comes to lineups, it really makes my lineups very crisp and sharp, as well as I like the fact that it comes with different guards. So I use different size guards depending on what part of my face I'm trimming down. So when it comes to my cheeks, I like to use the 6.5mm guard. That's what I'm using right now. I use them on my cheeks as well as under my neck, and I just found that this gives my facial hair a pretty good look as far as showcasing my jawline and my facial features, but it's also long enough to add more angularity and definition to my jawline. This is why I believe that men's facial hair is the equivalent of women's makeup, because our facial hair can really enhance our overall face and make it more attractive and give off the illusion that we have a more sharper defined jawline and just overall more attractive facial features than what we may have without the facial hair. So that's really what I mean by my stubble giving off the illusion that my jawline is a lot more sharp and defined than it actually is. I know in a humble way of saying that my jawline and my facial features are defined and sharp, but it just adds more sharpness to what I already have. Now at this point, I decided to switch out the 6.5mm guard for the 9.5mm guard when it comes to trimming my mustache. I like to keep my mustache a little bit thicker. I don't know, it just looks a lot better that way. I noticed that when I use the 8mm guard for the wall clippers, that it looks okay, but it just doesn't look as good as when I use a 9.5mm guard. When it comes to my chin hair, I decided to use the 13mm guard to trim the sides and the corner of my chin hair, because with my chin hair specifically, I want to allow it to keep growing so that as it gets longer and thicker, it gives my chin more projection, which is more attractive when it comes to your face. And I talk more about this in my looks maxing guide video that I suggest that you watch after this video. But that's why I'm allowing my chin hair to grow thicker and longer. But I ended up actually going down to the 11mm guard for my chin hair because I'm really trying to get my chin hair to blend in with the 6.5mm guard. So that's really the goal with this style, with this overall stubble beard. Now, as I wrap up blending my chin hair with the rest of my facial hair, I decided to put on the 5mm guard, and I use that to trim more so my goatee area and give it more of this disconnected look, and I really think it looks good on me personally. So right here, I'm just finishing up trimming my goatee, giving it that nice disconnected look. Now I'm moving on to brushing out my chin hair, and really I'm just going to lightly angle my chin hair and make it more pointy by just trimming the little straggle hairs, and the hairs that give it this round look. I'm really just trying to angle my chin hair, which just makes it look like not only is my chin projecting a lot more forward, but it's a lot more angular. And I know I've been talking about enhancing your face with facial hair, but this is also what I'm talking about as far as how you can really manipulate your look facially with facial hair, right? And this is why I say that it's men's makeup and why having facial hair is so powerful, because it really helps boost your attraction. So we've now arrived at this part of the video where I'm lining my beard up. This is actually my favorite part of trimming my facial hair and just going through my stubble beard routine. I don't know, there's just something satisfying about getting rid of all of that hair growth and just making your beard look extra crisp, especially when you get to that low body fat percentage that I was talking about at the beginning of this video. You get lean and you start to really get that jawline popping. your beard's just going to not only look good, but so will your jawline, which is the whole point of this look. So I like to start out, you know, on one side of my face, and then I start to work towards my mustache. As you saw, I was really trimming down those corners as I'm trimming down the corners right here. And that's just because I don't like having this square, blocky, pointy ends of my mustache, if that makes sense. I like to just really make them a lot slim and line them up to the point where they really flow with the rest of my goatee. Hopefully that makes sense. I know I'm talking in great detail, but this is just the type of stuff that I pay attention to when it comes to really making sure that my facial hair looks good. And then at this point, I'm just lining up my mustache. Really doesn't take me that much to line up my mustache. Just want to make sure I have no hairs hanging over my lips, because that's just not a good look. And then I'm just ever so slightly lining up where my goatee is and just making sure that everything connects and looks solid. Then right here, I go ahead and I take the 9.5 millimeter guard and I trim the hair under my bottom lip. And then I work my way to the left side of my cheek where I begin to line myself up. And I really like to spend my time lining myself up and just making sure that my lineup looks crisp, because this is really going to give the illusion that my jawline and my facial features are a lot more defined and more angular than they actually are. And then I begin to work my way towards trimming the neck. And here's one thing that I like to do when it comes to trimming the neck, I would advise all of you guys to do, and that is don't bring your lineup all the way to basically where my bottom of the chin is. I like to make sure that if I'm gonna line my neck, it's gonna just be right above my Adam's apple. I'm not gonna go farther than that. Again, don't go farther than your Adam's apple, and don't line yourself up all the way to the bottom of your chin, because that's just not going to be a good look, especially if you have a double chin and you're not a low body fat percentage yet. It's just not going to look good. You're going to reveal more of that underlying fat under your chin. And again, we want to use the facial hair in our beard to give off the illusion that our face is more defined and angular than it actually is. So make sure that you line yourself up right above your Adam's apple and don't line yourself up higher than that. All right, so at this point of the beard stubble routine, 80% of the work is done. Now we're just gonna do 20% touch-ups, just lining up the hair under my bottom lip, making sure that looks good. And then I'm gonna work my way towards my eyebrows and just making sure that the hair around my eyebrows are trimmed down and that my eyebrows are cleaned up. I'm not lining myself up in my eyebrows as far as like those little lines in my eyebrows or adding any arches or anything crazy like that. You gotta keep your eyebrows looking masculine, but I'm just cleaning up around them and just making sure that they look crisp that way. And then I'm just gonna do a little bit of touching up with my mustache as far as blending it into my goatee where the rest of my hair connects with my chin hair, and just really blending that in with the 5mm guard. And that concludes the stubble beard routine for a sharp jawline. And this is what the end result looks like. If you got a lot of value from this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.